Hey, welcome in. Um, I guess this is what you guys call story times. I, my name is Allona, Beautiful Dresses, AZ, and I've switched over how I do my business. I was a outdoor salesperson, which means I went to farmers markets, music festivals and all this kind of stuff, and that's how I did my business. I loved it. I loved the energy between the people, but you know, nothing's guaranteed but change. So I decided I would go on Poshmark and start doing lives. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. I, I I I thought that I could go on there and I would get the same energy that I always get. I got the same dresses. I got the same personality. I got the same music jamming and going on, but it didn't work out. But fortunately, I had someone watching my show that was able to give me some critique, and he wasn't mean about it. He was just very factual about it. Um, One of the things that, well, let's just start off with being unprepared. Okay. One of the things about Poshmark is that it is a community of friends working together to help promote other friends. Um, it's shoppers finding their favorite person, and that's one of the things that I did not do. I did not take the time to build an audience of people who would love a beautiful one. It's me. You have to take the time to find these people who are going to be invested in type of quality that you bring to them. Just like here on the YouTube, you have, there are some people that follow me, that find me entertaining, that find the pictures that I do, even if I make a mistake on some of the videos, they find it interesting. So that's kind of my audience that I'm growing on the YouTube. Same thing on Poshmark. You have to find the people that are going to love you and love what you bring. I sell basically dresses that you want to go on vacation with. I sell dresses that, you know, you have a special event, but it's kind of casual, but you want to bump it up a little bit. That's kind of what I sell. I try to stay in my lane because I'm good at it. I'm good at kind of what I'm good at, but just not prepared. Got to get more prepared. Um, I took some notes so I stay focused and prepared. Yeah, I kind of just made the assumption that the people would just naturally come into the room and, engage with me. I didn't do any of the prep. I didn't tell, you know, and that's another thing. I have people that like me on Instagram and on Facebook. I didn't even tell them that I was going live, and I know they've been looking for me. The old beautiful one. I didn't even tell them. I didn't do all the necessary things to transfer the things that I've already built, which is an audience on Instagram and Facebook, and bring them over to Poshmark to find me. There are some people that every summer or just before the summer starts, they want to purchase some dresses from me. They have some already and they want more. I didn't give them that chance to even do that. And these are people who are loyal to me. So there was a lot of prepping that I did not do. I've been accused before of um, not, not necessarily bragging about the things I know how to do. That's been an accusation for a long time. And it took a person from Poshmark who barely knew me to just expose something I already kind of knew because somebody else exposed it. I have a lot of skills. I'm good with a hammer. I'm good with a drill. Okay, I can lay your baby hairs down. I'm good with a lot of things, but um, one of them was not, you know, just really telling people what the dress can do for them. If you look behind me, this is one of my, I have several dresses that are quote unquote number one sellers, but this is number one seller across small, medium, large, extra large, and 1X. And he had to hit me to, you know, and I'm gonna tell you who it is. His name is Smiley_Smiles on the Poshmark. Okay, if you ever go to his show is bumping. His show is it's party time, and he's articulate, and he's an excellent emotional seller to help you visualize this outfit that you're trying to put together, with these sellers. He curates his show in such a way that a woman can come in there and buy 5 or 6 items because he curates them so well, and he goes to other people's closets, picks those items, prepared, that's what I'm talking about, picks those items and brings them into the show, and he does his show along with he sells purses, very nice purses, always quality items that he has, but he brings that type of preparedness to a show, which is something he had to point out to me. I'm not preparing my shoppers based upon the information that I'm putting in my descriptions to, pick the item that they want to pick. You got to prepare these people, and that goes with quality information. So he checked me on that. Check him out. Smiley underscore styles on the Poshmark. Real handsome brother. If Miss Allona wasn't, you know what I'm saying. Bling, bling, bling. I'm just saying. Anyway. Okay. I mentioned this before. Not really communicating with my existing audience. I have people that already love my brand, already love, they love the fact that I sew. I take my sewing machine, and if something is just a little baggy, I can nip it up for them. So there's a level of intelligence because I can sew. Not like my mother, who was a professional seamstress. I just know where to put a dart at. I know you might need a little something right here, and I'll do that for you. Another thing that I rarely tell people that I do, I just know that a certain cut is going to work on your body, even though it's lippity-lap, lippity-lap. It's going to work. Even if you ain't got enough, it's going to work. But I have to speak up more. I have to speak up more about what I'm doing and where I'm going to be, since now it's more in the internet world, the online world. You got to tell the people what you're going to do. And that's something I did not do. Miss Allona will do it better in the future. I've learned more how to post on the Instagram and the Facebook more effectively, more storytelling like I'm doing now, telling a story that my Poshmark live was. It didn't go good. It didn't go good. It didn't go good. Okay. The setup really matters more than you think it does. Okay, I had an okay setup, but what I did was I had 3 mannequins right here. Overkill, too much. Now I got 1 mannequin. Let me show you my girl. I got 1 mannequin right there. And then I had this rack here. I've had this rack for a long time. That's why I used to take my photos. But I did not utilize that rack in the show. So I didn't have all these dresses set up. And you all won't even believe this. They call this thing you're supposed to do is run the tray. Is actually make the sale. Put the item up there for sale. I didn't do that. I did not do that. I don't know why I didn't do it. But after I did the giveaway, the people left. So I was flustered a little bit. You ain't gonna get me next time with that giveaway. I'm a fade you on that one. You're not gonna get me on the next one. You got me on this one. Okay. So if it feels chaotic, which it did because of those 3 mannequins, I didn't have I kept talking about this one item that I tried to collaborate with someone and it didn't go well. I ain't got my own stuff together when I'm doing collaborating. Knowledge. Anyway, I didn't have the items up here, so people can take like a little peek and say, "Oh, what is that cream one? What is that one? What's the cream one?" So I didn't have anything displayed for the people to see. Chaos, mess. I just didn't have it. The other big thing is, which it I thought I was great at storytelling because I in sales with face to face people, I tell all kind of amazing stories that are relevant to the moment that we're in. Okay, I'm very effective at that. I can tell you about the time there was this lady, um, tall, statuesque, beautiful woman. She had some lady business. She had some thigh. She had a little thigh on her, and when she came under the tent, she was convinced there was nothing in that tent. I usually have two tents because of my boss, sometimes four. She was convinced that in my tents there was nothing for her to purchase. There couldn't be. I'm the girl had to be 6'5", okay, and she had the ladies and she had a little thigh, and I said, well, if you allow me, can I recommend something for you? I said, first of all, I want to know what your favorite colors are. Okay, sales secret. Get people to tell you what they like. Just tell me what your favorite color is. She said, my favorite is color blue. So what do? I pull out this beauty right here. Okay? She got pockets. She got pockets. And so she got pockets. She got pockets. And she's adjustable. I said, do you mind? Now, sales secret. Ask people, do they mind if you do something for them? They'll usually say yeah. I said, do you mind if I give you a demonstration? Sales secret number 3. Say demonstration. It sounds like they're going to do something. And they are. I said, can I give you a demonstration? She says yes. I put the dress on her. She then turns around to the mirror, because I always have a mirror available for the ladies to see themselves, because I'm not afraid of a mirror. I'm not afraid of a woman putting on something and turning around and seeing herself. It's either going to be a yes or no, so it's what it's going to be. My little braid. Check yourself, braid. Check yourself. So, let's see. Look how cute I am. Anyway, she puts on the dress, and she's just staring. My job is to give her the space that she needs to, realize, you are cute. Yeah, this is working. Yeah, you got a waist, ain't you? Yeah, I see that waistline. I step away to allow this to happen, because I've done my job. Okay, I've spoke to her. I've got information from her, and now that I have all those things, I can go ahead and step off. Hopefully, there's another girl over there checking out a rack. I go over there and chat with her a little bit. Ask her what's her favorite color. So she buys the dress. Actually buys 2 dresses. Same cut, so she knows it's going to work. She buys those dresses, right? 30 minutes. I'm not talking to her. The sale is over. The reason why it's 30 minutes is because she kept the dress on. That happens quite frequently. You go to a concert, you see somebody, there's a girl over there selling some dresses a little bit cuter than the dress you got on. I'm about to put that dress on right here at the festival. So 30 minutes she's standing there. And you know the reason she's standing there for 30 minutes? Because I asked her, man, why you still here? We finished. Why you still here? She said, I've never seen myself look this way. I was convinced before I came over here that you didn't have anything for me. And I can't stop staring at myself. I did that. I made that lady feel that way. You know why? Because over the 20 years that I've been doing this, I have tried dresses on women because I wanted to know for myself, how is this going to hang on you? I don't want you to go home. I don't want you to buy it from me, go home, and then it doesn't fit right. Because I knew one day I was going to have to sell through the internet. I just knew it. So I needed to have that muscle memory of saying, if you're a size 30, 32 to 34, you're probably a small medium. 34 to 36, you're probably a large. 38 to 40, you probably fit in a 1X. 42, 40 to 42, 44, you might be a 2X. If you got 44 ladies to 46, now we're up at the 3X. I needed to know that, not guess it. So when I get on the phone with somebody and give them a consultation, my first question is, man, what is your bra size? Okay? Because knowing a person's bra size and their measurements and their height, you can accurately, assist them in making the purchase. I already know this because when I say I've tried dresses on hundreds and hundreds of women, and this is the process I go through to get the knowledge that I needed, you have to know, and you can't make it creepy when you're asking this question. So I ask it in a way that you hear my voice, very confident voice. I'm asking you this thing professionally. Okay, so those are all the skills that I did not show up with on that night that I, tried to collaborate with somebody when I hadn't even, built this thing for myself yet. And the guy was really nice about it. And I texted him afterwards and I said, sir, the thing that I can say is that, I was not prepared. I know that I can do this and I will do it. And I will announce and let y'all know when I do this. But I basically wasn't prepared. So what I'll do next time differently. Okay. Definitely let my customers know that the customers that I already have and the new friends that I'm meeting on the YouTube, I will let you all know when I'm going to go live. It'll be more consistent. It'll be the same time, all the time. Because I get new items in all the time because I'm a Gemini. I need action. Okay? So I'll let you know when I do the next show. I'll be more prepared in designing the space so that my customers can see the items that I have. I won't be so rambly, and I'll make it more curated like my friend Smiley Styles, Smiley_Styles, over there on the Poshmark. More curated and more storytelling and more emotions so that the people can see themselves in these items. Can you imagine going on vacation and you just, this little thing here that folds up so easily. So beautiful. Blue is your color. It fits well on your skin. See how that feels different than saying, yeah, it got adjustable straps and it got pockets and like, gang. No, I want you to see yourself frolicking down the Cabo Beach. I want to see you on the cobbles, over there in Greece, just walking around and feeling good about yourself. I want to see you on an island, over there on Puerto Rico, okay, on the island. They got cobbles too. Walking up and down the street, I'll be more prepared to speak in a manner that, I can encourage women to be, their most beautiful self, their most free and happy and feminine and they're flowy. See how that feels a little different? How come I didn't know that? But I know it now, and, that is some of the things that I'm going to do. Another thing that I'm going to do is be more honest about my experience here on the YouTube. I've been hiding behind shorts. Hiding. Click, do a short. Just hiding behind the shorts. And I get good engagement with my shorts because, maybe it wasn't so bad. Maybe it was so bad. But I know that to really, get people to know you, you got to spend a little bit more time than a short. A short is an easy, simple, quick I get it, but I plan to spend more time explaining to you all how a beautiful one is going through this journey of YouTube, Poshmark. I've already, I feel pretty confident on the Instagrams and the Facebook, confident there, but not so much on the Poshmark. Anyway, if anybody out there, if y'all made it this far and make this far in the video, anybody out there who is shy to get on camera, shy, because your hair ain't perfect, whatever. You kind of shy about it, but you have things that you want to sell, and it's to be honest with you, people are selling all kind of stuff over the internet. It's just what it is. But if you're shy and you even make the mistakes that I made, not preparing yourself, not speaking in a way that your audience can connect to you in, don't give up. Okay, Miss Allona is not going to give up. Most likely, my shows will be somewhere in the late hour. You know what I'm saying? Where your kids is already in bed and you can scroll on your phone in peace. Probably around those times. Well, I'll put it on the machine and let y'all know when I'm going to do that. What I want to say is don't give up. Keep trying. You'll find your audience. You'll find your people. And hopefully you'll find a person who you can communicate with that's, already done the thing that you are trying to do. And they will be so kind enough to share their experience so that you can feel less, less crazy about this new thing that you're trying to do, which that's what the guy did for me. I felt less crazy because I really, really bombed. Anyway, thank you so much for joining my live today. I look forward to doing more long form content and tell you about, especially about the dresses. Love to tell you about the dresses, but more about my experiences because I know it feels lonely out there doing this by yourself. You're the only one on the camera. It just feels kind of weird. But you'll find your people. Keep going. And my mother used to say, "There's nothing in life guaranteed but change." Thank you guys so much for joining up to my video. I did a video. All right, y'all. Bye bye.